Hello, in today's video, we're going over everything Sea Buckthorn, the superfood berry that you've probably never heard of. This isn't hype. Sea Buckthorn packs more vitamin C than most oranges could dream of. The rare omega-7 fatty acids is found almost nowhere else in the plant world, and the berry has over 190 bioactive compounds that support your skin, heart, immunity, and more. In today's video, I'm hoping to cover everything: the wild history, the science, how it actually works in your body, a couple ways to use it, even how to grow your own. Hopefully by the end of this video, you'll know more about sea buckthorn than 99% of people on the internet. Let's just jump right into it. If you're chasing better skin, stronger immunity, want to improve your health, want to try a new food, and like things that are sour, you're going to love sea buckthorn. Let's dive right in. Sea buckthorn's scientific name is Hippophae rhamnoides, literally shining horse from ancient Greek. Legend goes that Alexander the Great battle-worn horses were turned loose on barren islands to die in peace. Instead, they fasted on these orange berries and came back months later with glossy coats and renewed strength. Some stories even tie it to Pegasus, the mythical winged horse who supposedly snacked on the berries for extra power. For over 1,000 years, cultures across Asia and Europe turned to it. In traditional Chinese and Tibetan medicine, it was called liquid gold. Genghis Khan reportedly fed it to his Mongol warriors and their horses to keep them battle-ready across vast empires. Yes, sea buckthorn helped Genghis Khan. But what makes this berry so tough is that it grows in some of the harshest spots on Earth. It loves the cold, freezing Siberian winters down to negative 40 degrees Celsius, but it can also grow in sandy ocean shores, nutrient-poor deserts, and even the Himalayas, or even up in the cold north of Canada, where I am from. It actually fixes nitrogen in the soil, improving the ground around it. This is super rare for a plant. I've been on a sea buckthorn farm, and the grass around it is absolutely beautiful because the nitrogen is being replenished. Basically, it's the plant equivalent of showing up to a barren wasteland and turning it into fertile ground. Very few plants can do this. No wonder it's been a staple in folk medicine for digestion, skin issues, and overall vitality long before the word superfood existed. Some people call it one of the world's true superfoods. I think this is because you could survive for a long period of time on just eating this berry. Fair warning, straight off the bush, it tastes like a lemon and orange got into a boxing match. It is very, very sour. So if you like sour, that's great. It's a hardy shrub or small tree, usually 1 to 6 meters tall, with narrow silvery leaves and clusters of bright orange berries that pop against the branches. The thorns are no joke. They keep animals and impatient gardeners and sometimes occasionally birds and other pests at bay. It's dioecious, meaning you need separate male and female plants for berries to grow. It grows naturally across Europe, Asian, and even northern parts of North America, in the northern United States, and in several parts of Canada. It's super resilient and a pioneer species. It shows up where other plants give up. But here's where it gets impressive. Sea buckthorn berries are packed. Depending on the variety and growing conditions, just 100 grams of the berries can deliver hundreds of milligrams of vitamin C. Some sources put it around 900 milligrams, way more than oranges, sometimes 10 times or even higher than an orange for the same amount of sea buckthorn. You can also get vitamins A, E, K, several B vitamins, plus minerals like iron, calcium, magnesium, potassium, and zinc. But the real standouts are the over 190 bioactive compounds, flavonoids, carotenoids like beta-carotene, polyphenols, and a unique fatty acid lineup. Most plants just give you omega-3s, 6s, and 9s. Sea buckthorn delivers them all because it includes the omega-7, palmitoleic acid. Up to 30 to 35% of omega-7 is in the berry oil. It's one of the only plant sources with this full spectrum, and omega-7 is structurally similar to the fats naturally found in human skin. Yes, omega-7, palmitoleic acid, is structurally similar to the fatty acids naturally found in human skin sebum, making it skin-identical nutrient that is easily absorbed and integrated into the skin's protective barrier. That's why the oil works so good as skincare. The seed oil brings a nice 1-to-1 ratio of omega-3 to omega-6s. This is great because many people have way too many omega-6s compared to omega-3. In nature, like in sea buckthorn, the ratio is much better, 1-to-1. Add in the high antioxidant capacity, and you've got a berry that supports your body at the cellular level. It truly may have everything you need just to survive. It has amino acids, it has fats, it has vitamins, it has minerals. My theory is that this helped keep livestock such as horses and warriors and maybe other people living in the mountains like the Himalayas alive while no other food was available. The food survives even when everything around it is frozen, including the berry. The berry can survive for weeks or months frozen on the bush, meaning it is a great source of nutrition during the winter. So let's talk real benefits backed by traditional use and modern research. First, skin and mucosal health. The oils, both the berry and the seed, are rich in omega-7, vitamins E and A, and antioxidants that help repair the skin barrier, support collagen, and calm inflammation. Traditional cultures used it for wounds, burns, and dryness. Newer studies support faster healing and better hydration. While you'll find it in high-end skincare, it nourishes from the inside out too. I use it on my neck after every time I shave. Forget the traditional aftershaves, which are going to be full of chemicals and all sorts of other additives. I add a pure sea buckthorn oil to my neck and it feels absolutely amazing. Also, any other burns or wounds that I have gotten in the last 6 months to a year since I discovered sea buckthorn, I now apply it to my skin, specifically burns, and I find it helps quite a bit and it feels good. In fact, after the Chernobyl disaster, one of the main things I used to help burn victims from the fires and radiation was sea buckthorn oil. It was their main, let's say, cure for people that had experienced that type of radiation and skin damage. That's right. Chernobyl victims were not covered with creams or anything else but sea buckthorn oil. Pretty amazing stuff. Second, heart and metabolic support. Flavonoids and fatty acids can help with healthy cholesterol levels, blood pressure balance, and reduced inflammation in blood vessels. Some research points to benefits for lipid metabolism and even potential support for blood sugar regulation. I went to a sea buckthorn farm here in Canada, and the owner actually told me that it helped fix his daughter's diabetes, as well as many of his clientele's blood sugar issues. The berry is not sweet. So as far as I can tell, I do not think it is going to spike your blood sugar very much. Now, this is something I would love to test in the future on myself with an actual glucose monitor, but I highly doubt it's going to raise your blood sugar, but give you everything you need for energy. Anyone is struggling with diabetes or blood sugar regulation, this is a great food source to give you all your nutrients and potentially fix your blood sugar issues. Third, antioxidant and immune support. The massive vitamin C plus polyphenols acts like a cleanup crew for free radicals. It's been studied for anti-inflammatory effects and general immune support, useful during cold season or high stress times. Obviously, something this nutritionally packed, especially with so much vitamin C, which in today's world, so many people are lacking, it's going to be extremely beneficial. In fact, the farm where we get our berries from say they just recommend that you can eat just 20 berries a day to see a difference. I think in nature, if someone came across a sea buckthorn bush, they would probably never just eat 20 berries in one go. So I like to eat anywhere from 50 to 100 berries every time, because if I came across a sea buckthorn bush in nature, I would eat a lot. And that is probably where you're going to see the most amount of benefits. But I could see someone who is nutritionally deficient could see a benefit from even just 10 to 20 berries. Other promising things about sea buckthorn include digestive health, protecting the gut lining, liver support, and even early work on antimicrobial properties. A lot of this comes from preclinical and some human studies. It's not a miracle cure, but the nutrient profile makes it a smart addition to a balanced diet. I recently tried eating just sea buckthorn berries for one day. I didn't do a true fast, but I ate nothing else than sea buckthorn. And at the end of the day, I was not hungry at all and felt quite well. Comment down below if you want to see me do longer, what I'm hoping to coin sea fast or sea buckthorn fast, where I might eat nothing else but sea buckthorn berries for 3, 7, maybe even as much as 30 days. Let me know if you want to see this. I can imagine the results from that will be quite amazing. So what are some ways you can actually use sea buckthorn? Most people can just eat the berries. You can eat the berries alone. You can add them to a smoothie. You can make a jam out of it. People make wine and gin and all sorts of beer and alcoholic beverages out of it. You can also take the direct oil and ingest it or put it on your skin. There's powders, there's juices, there's purees, all have their benefits. I personally think probably the most beneficial thing is to just eat the berry whole because you're getting it in its least processed form. But even getting the juice, the powder, the oil are all going to be good for you. You can even grow your own sea buckthorn plants. In fact, I recently planted over 12 bushes in our front yard. Now, it takes about 3 to 5 years to get a good yield, so it's going to be an investment, but I'm very excited that we get to eat our own fruit in the coming years. Sea buckthorn loves full sun and well-drained soil. However, even poor or sandy stuff works because it fixes nitrogen. You're going to need to plant 1 male for every 6 to 8 females. It spreads via suckers, so you got to give it space or contain it. And sadly, you need to live in a more northern climate. You're not going to be able to grow sea buckthorn in Florida. Most sea buckthorn farms or orchards are going to be in the northern United States or all throughout Canada, if you're listening from North America. There is large amounts in China, Russia, Europe, and that's where the majority of supplements and juices and everything comes from. To harvest the berry smart, you got to cut the berry-laden branches in fall, freeze them, then shake the berries off. It's way easier on the thorns. However, you need to leave enough young wood for next year's crop. Almost all sea buckthorn is hand-picked. This is because they don't have machines to automate it. Now, this will be a lot on labor, so therefore most of sea buckthorn actually comes out of either Mongolia or China, where it's much cheaper to produce. Now, getting the berries online is going to be very difficult if you live not near an actual orchard or farm in the northern United States or Canada, and even then they are rare. However, you can get them shipped either frozen or you can get the juice, puree, or oils that are much more shelf stable. However, be careful. Most of these supplements are coming from China, where they're going to be using hexane to extract the oil. Hexane is not good for you. Is a sea buckthorn oil supplement, even extracted with hexane, probably better for you than not at all? I would say so. However, if you can find the most high quality source, hopefully from a local farm or somewhere in North America where they do not use hexane, that's what you're looking for. That's why I also think eating the berry is probably the best way about it, because nothing is likely to oxidize, and then you're going to know it's not been processed in any way. However, you can get the juice or oils shipped to you. You can even find different companies on Amazon, and these are better than nothing at all. They are still going to be very beneficial. And people also dry the berries, and then they are more shelf stable again. That's sea buckthorn, a resilient, nutrient-packed survivor that's been quietly helping people and animals for centuries. More people need to know about and consume sea buckthorn. We live in a world where people are nutritionally deficient and eating processed garbage, but sea buckthorn is a true superfood full of the fats, amino acids, nutrients, 190 bioactive compounds that we need in our bodies that so many people are missing. So if you have the chance to get any sea buckthorn products, I highly recommend it. It has the potential to help you quite a bit. Also for skincare, get rid of those creams that have 20 ingredients on them. Get something like a sea buckthorn oil or serum that has little to no added ingredients. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you learned a ton about sea buckthorn. I hope to make other videos about sea buckthorn in the future, as well as doing videos like eating nothing else but sea buckthorn for as little as 3 all the way to 30 days. If you want me to try that experiment out, let me know in the comments down below. I'd love to hear what you guys have to say. And let me know if you have any other questions about sea buckthorn, and I can do some more research and maybe test it out on myself for a future video. Thank you guys so much for watching. My name is Aaron, and we'll see you in a later video. Thank you. Bye.